I want to wish everybody an awesome day, and I am here on the third episode of The Awakener, and we are going to talk about something that's very interesting to everyone, and it's all about having self-doubts, having fear of rejections, having fear of, people not having this feeling that people don't care enough for your message and for the messenger. My name is Cherry Africa, and I am a peak performance coach. And I have always been inspired by the study of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And it is about the study of how we could be best, we could feel our best, and we could do our best. And that is called peak performance. And in that quest for peak performance, we are always finding ourselves falling short of the standards that will make us achieve things, that standards that will make the external environment give us the right respect and find worth in the things that we are doing, give value to our contributions. And we are here to talk about a very important concept called self-esteem and self-worth. I want to share with you three things about having self-worth and self-esteem. The first one is, why do people have this persistent, nagging, languishing feeling that they are not worthy? Second is, why do people, despite all the things that they have achieved, still feel that they are not worthy, of people's attention? And the third is to provide you with just some practical tips on how you could overcome this languishing feeling of not being worthy enough. So let's go to the first part. The first part is, why do we feel that we are not worthy at times? And the reason for that is because we've always measured our self-worth, our self-esteem according to external standards, our performance KPIs, what people say about us, our acceptance by a group of people or a community. And falling short of all of these expectations, make us doubt ourselves, our contribution, our skills, our worthiness. And so the first thing that we need to remember is that self-esteem, self-value, self-worth is devoid of any content. In short, with or without achieving anything, you are worthy. So don't forget that everyone is worthy. We are built to become worthy people. Think of you talking to a baby. Whenever you actually connect with a small child, with a baby, you never ask the baby if that particular person or a human being in front of you is worthy of your attention. If you are going to provide that person with milk today, if you're going to bathe that person, you just provide that amount of love and attention. I'd like you to project that feeling of worthiness to that baby, to yourself. Nobody has the right to question your worth because you are worthy. And hence, when we try and, attach our feeling of self-worth to our KPI, which is very much performance-based, then we lose that self-confidence, and we start to doubt ourselves. And here's when language plays an important part in our, everyday existence and interaction with people. Our language, the way we talk to people, presupposes a lot of things and a lot of beliefs. When we talk to our children and we tell our children, for example, that you will be worthy or that you will get my attention if you get good grades. When you talk to an employee or to a teammate, that you will actually get the promotion. Now, if you are able to actually perform high and mighty results, then there is a strong tendency for us to achieve our self-worth according to these KPIs. But self-worth and self-esteem does not have any KPI. It does not have any performance index, no benchmarks, no anything. It just is there. It is for us to actually enjoy, for us to actually believe we have that. And so when our language, whenever we talk to people, contains all of these presuppositions about our self-worth, and we fall short of all of these expectations, we tend to have and to form beliefs in our system. And usually these beliefs are contracted views of the world. It makes us feel we're limited. We call this limiting beliefs. And when we feel we don't deserve this, attention, we don't deserve worthiness in our life, it just, adds on to all of these beliefs and evidences that we are not worthy. And so the first thing we need to remember is that self-worth is devoid of any content. And hence, we must feel that we are worthy enough. KPIs is a whole different, set of performance benchmarks that will give us the feedback that probably we need to learn more. Virginia sat here once said, If people are criticizing us, it means that we are criticizable, and that means we are teachable. It's a feedback loop provided to us. Now, feedback is provided to us to make us better and has nothing to do with our self-worthiness. The second thing I wanted to share with you is, why do successful people, why do people who have achieved a lot of things still feel that they are not worthy of the attention that they get? Even people, successful people like Albert Einstein have felt, a sense of unworthiness. We call this the impostor syndrome, when people who are there, who are achieving so many things still feel that they are not enough. This spotlight, this attention that we pine for and we yearn for as human beings, we want this. It's aspirational to us. But the moment we get into that spotlight, it is oppressive. We have a tendency to have this invisible feeling that perhaps we are not worth it, that perhaps all the attention we get just makes us feel like we're fraud. We are actually, not being genuine and true to ourselves. That one day people will find out we are not good enough and we are not worthy. Why do successful people still have this feeling of unworthiness? And the reason behind that is because, we have, at the end of the day, our greatest fear is the fear that the moment we have achieved something significant in our life, that no one cares for our message and for the messenger who is us. Now, at the end of the day, if you achieve something big and huge, that, there's really nothing special in all of the things that we have achieved and we have done. And hence, we feel like we're big frauds, that we are phony and that we are hypocrites. We tend to associate, our achievements in that part of our polarized personality that's not worthy of attention. And a lot of highly successful people feel that. And so the third part of my message today is, how can we then overcome this feeling of self-doubt? The feeling, this languishing feeling that we are not worthy of all the attention, of all the respect of people. So I'll share with you some practical tips in order to overcome that. I think the first tip that I'd like to share is our tendency, this nagging tendency to compare ourselves with other people. I think, when you find yourself in that space, when you tend to compare yourself, you've got to actually just pause for a while and talk to yourself. Increase the volume of that inner chatter that tells you, stop it, stop it. When you compare yourselves with other people, two things happen. You find people who are less worthy than you. You find people who are not as successful as you are. And hence, you might have a bloated ego inside you that's going to actually bring you to this cyclical pattern of destruction. The second thing is, you might compare yourself with people who are greater than you. And hence you start, doubting yourself again. You start telling yourself you're not good enough. And hence it's so important that you stop comparing yourself with other people and start to actually understand yourself for what you're worth for. A higher sense of confidence for the skills that you have, and a high sense of feedback, asking the world for feedback, so that for those things and skills that you are not good at, that for you to be able to actually work on these things. The second thing is that you've got to dissociate feelings with facts. The fact is that you have achieved certain things and that people are finding your contribution worthy of their attention, of their respect, and that is the fact. And at times you feel it is not enough. And you've got to dissociate that so that you would know that you need to actually negotiate with that persistent feeling of not being enough. But the fact is that you have done something great, and that's something that you need to be proud of yourself. Another thing that I'd like to share with you is to once, every now and then actually, to actually go back to that, habit of talking to yourself like you are talking to a baby. Projecting that sense of worthiness, that you deserve attention, that you deserve people's love, that you deserve respect, regardless. Nobody questions your attention for a baby, and hence nobody must question, the worth that you put on yourself. So talk to yourself like a baby. We've always been bombarded by these, self-help tools telling us to actually stand in front of a mirror and affirm and tell yourself you're worthy, you're brilliant, you're smart, you're intelligent. Don't forget to also project that baby sound, that voice of yours talking to a baby, and project it to yourself, so that you will always remember that regardless of your mistakes, regardless of your success, regardless of where you are right now, that you are and you will always be worthy. Another way to actually overcome this feeling of self-doubt is to actually constantly put yourself in a surrounding and environment of positivity, and to always remind yourself that you are a person who knows how to express your highest value. Ask yourself, what is that deepest, highest value that you have as a human being? And I've spoken to a lot of successful people, and they tell me things like, I need to actually, achieve the highest career level. I need to be promoted. I need to achieve a certain level of financial abundance, all of which are expressions of a value. But then if the question is, what is your deepest value? The answer, if the words will be consistent to words like love, joy, happiness, peace, serenity, compassion, generosity, when you find yourselves asking or answering questions to that, to that value question in the words such as these words, then that means that you have actually, been connected to that part of you that's spiritual, that is soulful, and this is the deepest expressions of your value. And then tell yourself, my value is joy, and hence I am a joyful person. And hence I will do things and initiate activities every day that will make me even more joyful. If you put yourself in that position, in that space, you will find that the things around you will start to actually provide you with more joy. Albert Einstein once said, when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at, they change. And it goes the same for your sense of esteem, your sense of value. When you change the way you look at yourself, the way you perceive who you are also changes. So this is, my message for today. I've been receiving a lot of questions about how we could actually increase our self-esteem, how we could actually put more value to our contributions, how we could have a better self-worth. And the answer is, to just truly believe that you deserve the world's attention, you deserve people's respect, you deserve people applauding, your presence every day, and working on the feedback that the environment and the world provide you so that you could even be better. When you are in that space, feeling good about yourself, it is so easy to do your best and to be your best. So my name is Cherry Africa, and thank you so much for taking time out to actually, join me here in the third episode of The Awakener, where we present to you some tools in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. You could actually have this sense of, personal achievement and personal best every day in your life and in your work. And in your journey towards being awesome, I'd like to wish you Godspeed, glide high, and always, always stay awake. Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode of The Awakener.